Hi, i21 here. Today, I will recap a movie called Black Snake Moan. Black Snake Moan is a 2006 American sex drama film. This film tells the story of a girl who has nymphomania. She's so crazy about making love to the point that this girl's bottom cave has been stabbed by almost all the men in her town. She seduces many men to make love, otherwise she will be insanely ill. Okay, what's the continuation of the story? Batten down the hatches because we are going in hard. This is a spoiler content video. Enjoy the video and let's start the story. The film begins with an enjoying bottom cave scene between a couple named Ray and Ronnie. They have mental problems. Ray is a girl with nymphomania or sex addiction, while Ronnie has a severe anxiety disorder. One day, Ronnie is required to go to the military. He is forced to leave Ray for some time. Here Ray doesn't want to be left, but he can convince her. After Ray calmed down, finally Ronnie leaves her accompanied by his friend named Gil. Due to a long-distance relationship, Ray's mental illness relapses. She couldn't contain her desire to make love, so to satisfy her desire she dared to make love with almost all the men in her town every day. She hands her bottom cave to be stabbed by many men's huge carrot who wants to enjoy hers. And the movie Black Snake Moan is starting. The movie starts with Ray who is upset and heading to a party. She gets drunk and dances with her friends here. She accidentally meets Ronnie's friend, namely Gil. Ray panics here because she thinks that Gil is Ronnie's spy. But Gil says that he just wants to party here. So she goes back to her friends and tries to take drugs mixed with alcohol, which makes her drunk to madness. Ray becomes very horny now. Finally she manages to suck many men's carrots at the party until she is satisfied. When the party's over, Gil finds Ray naked and drives her home. On the way home, Gil is jealous because Ray has been made love to a black man named Taron. But instead Ray says that Taron was able to satisfy her and was better at stabbing her bottom cave than Gil. Ray also mocks Gil for his carrot being sluggish when making love with her. Because he is said to be sluggish, Gil becomes angry and beats Ray until she is unconscious. Gil thinks that maybe she is dead, so he panics and immediately throws her in the middle of the street. The next morning, Ray, who is lying on the street, is found by an old man named Lazarus. He immediately helps and takes her into his house. Inside the house, Ray delirious mentions Taron's name and the name is familiar to Lazarus. So he decides to go to town to buy medicine and meets Taron. Lazarus thinks that it was Taron who had hurt Ray, but Taron says that he didn't hurt Ray at all. Taron instead says that Ray is a woman who is addicted to making love, and Taron is one of the men who often satisfy her. After that, Lazarus goes home. He is shocked because Ray is lying on the floor. He tries to wake her up but suddenly Ray kisses him. It turns out that she is horny again because it is triggered by a very high fever. Lazarus then soaks Ray's body with ice to reduce her fever. At night, Ray goes so crazy she crawls around in the garden looking for Ronnie. He is worried about Ray's mental state, so he ties her up with a chain at his house. In the morning, Ray wakes up from her stupor and she asks, "How long has she been unconscious?" Lazarus replies that she has been unconscious for 2 days. When she wants to go home, she is surprised because she has been bound by chains. Ray then asks, "Why is she tied up with chains?" Lazarus explains that Ray often acts like a crazy person when her mental illness flares up, so he has to take care of her in the house for the time being until her physical and mental condition improves. But it is rejected by Ray. She tries to run away and asks for help, but because Lazarus lives in a remote place, so no one hears Ray's screaming. Finally she is pulled back by Lazarus and starts to calm her down by treating her wound. Day by day, Lazarus thinks about buying Ray clothes because from the start Ray only wore panties. But on the other hand, it turns out that there is a small child where this child always helps Lazarus to farm. Well, as usual this child comes to Lazarus's home, but he is not at home. Inside there, Ray is in pain holding her sex desire. When he wants to go home, suddenly this child hears the sound of chains, so he decides to go into the house. Suddenly Ray takes off her clothes and forces this boy to stab her bottom cave. Finally he manages to enjoy her bottom cave. Wow! How lucky this boy dude. Suddenly Lazarus comes home and catches them doing a stabbing bottom cave scene. Lazarus immediately kicks the boy out. Not long after that, Lazarus meets the boy and tells him to calm down. He explains that the girl has a mental disorder. It's not his fault, so this boy becomes calmer for not being scolded by Lazarus. On the other hand, Ronnie returns to town after being discharged from the National Guard due to his severe anxiety disorder. Ronnie then meets Gil and goes to Ray's home, but Ray isn't at home. Gil also explains that since Ronnie left, Ray always hangs out with many men in this town, but Ronnie doesn't believe Gil's words. Ronnie gets very angry and beats Gil, then goes to find Ray by taking Gil's car away. After a while, at Lazarus' house, he takes off the chains on Ray's body because he knows that Ray is recovering. For the first time, Lazarus takes Ray to town for shopping. Ray then enters the store alone. She approaches her mother, who is an employee at the store. At first, Ray comes and wants to have a good talk with her mother by saying that she wants to change for the better. But her mother ignores Ray suddenly because she thinks Ray just wants money. Ray screams and shouts at her mother so that her mother becomes angry and says that she regretted giving birth to Ray. Hearing that, Ray loses control and immediately hits her mother. Luckily, Lazarus comes and manages to calm her down. At home, Ray becomes upset again, and to restore her happiness, Lazarus takes her to a bar where he sings and manages to make Ray's mood happy again. The next day, Ray wants to learn to play the guitar, but Lazarus suggests singing a song to express all her feelings. While they are singing, suddenly Ronnie comes and hits Lazarus in the head. Ronnie misunderstands here. He almost kills Lazarus, but Lazarus keeps telling Ronnie to shoot him. Suddenly Ronnie becomes panicked and anxious, so he fails to kill Lazarus. Finally, Lazarus calls his friend to calm Ronnie down. Then Ronnie and Ray express their love for each other, because they both complement each other. When Ronnie is worried that only Ray can help him, as well as Ray when she is horny only Ronnie can satisfy her. In the end, they get married. Lazarus becomes their guardian while the little boy has been accompanying them. At the end of the film, Ronnie and Ray say goodbye to Lazarus, who has now got the woman of his dreams. On the way, Ronnie panics because he is surrounded by a large wooden car. Fortunately, Ray is able to strengthen Ronnie, and the movie Black Snake Moan 2006 ends. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Please give me thumbs up and click the subscribe button. See you on another video.